Hey guys, how's it going? It's Arit here. So in this video, we're going to talk about overcoming fear of failure. You know, I can definitely say that I wouldn't be where I am today if I didn't have to repeatedly overcome my fear of failing. I want to talk a little bit about it first, and then give you 5 things that really helped me overcome this fear. And I did these 5 things at the same time, not exactly at the same moment in time, but I did do all 5 things at once so that I can, really put all I can into overcoming this fear. I think what we need to do is first really understand why we have this fear. When you understand something, you can really start to pull the pieces apart and possibly see that it's, irrational or ridiculous even. I had to ask myself, why am I scared of failing? When I was first starting out my music career, I had to tell my parents, hey, mom and dad, I do not want to go to med school, which is what I was on track to doing. I don't want to go to med school. I want to be a singer. I want to be a performer, right? You can imagine, it was really scary. And I had to believe in that dream in order for me to communicate that to them. So when I was first starting out this journey of being a singer, I had to perform in front of people, and I've never sang in front of people, not even my family. So it was really, really scary. And I had all kinds of fears going through me at the time. But, I started to really ask myself, what am I really afraid of? So what if I fail? What does it really mean to fail? So I asked myself that question. What does it mean? What will it look like if I quote unquote fail? And then I started thinking in my head, okay, well, maybe failing means like it won't be a really good performance. People won't like my music. People won't like me as a singer. Failing also could mean, this is not something that I could do full time. So all of these things I had answers to what failure really looked like. And then when I started to say them aloud and really look at each one of them, none of them, like, I didn't care. I didn't care if nobody liked my singing, because I could get better at it. I could develop my voice, and I knew I could get better. It didn't matter if I couldn't do this, full time, because all that mattered to me at that time was just to express my passion, doing something that I really, really liked. All of these things really helped me pull apart this fear of failure that I have, and made me see that, what? I am so in love with music and singing that it really doesn't matter all of those things. If I quote unquote fail, I'm fine with that, because at least I would have tried that thing. At least I would have actually gotten to experience what this is like. Psychology studies have really shown us that when you start something or you say you're going to do something and you don't follow through with that thing, you don't complete it, you are actually forming the habit of failure. You're forming a habit of failure. Next time when that new project or a new task or something comes around, you'll subconsciously tell yourself that it's okay to not get it done. So what? We don't want to do that. We want to really follow through with what we say we're. That can be a whole nother discussion separate from this video, but I just wanted to bring that up because, when I realized that I was forming this habit of failure, it really made me see why I was scared of failing again, because I would always think like, in my past, there's been so many times where I didn't actually follow through. What makes this time different? And I'd get scared of failing all over again. So I just wanted to bring that up and for you to be conscious of that, because maybe, you're going through the same. So here are the 5 things that really, really helped me at the time, and still helps me to this day when I come across situations that I get really nervous about. So the first thing is repeated exposure to your fear. So by practicing overcoming your fear of failure, you are developing the habit that next time you will overcome your fear of failure. So let me give you an example. Every time before I got up on stage, I would always have this fear come up, this fear of failure. But by facing that fear, every single time I went out there, every single time, I've performed so many times now. I went across Canada on tour, and I had to do that night after night. By facing that fear and conquering it, overcoming that fear of failure all the time, it helped me overcome it the next time that situation came. The second thing was visualizing my best outcome. So whatever that thing was that I was, thinking about, these negative thoughts about, oh, I'm scared I'm going to fail, etc., I would always visualize the best possible outcome. So I would always visualize the best performance, and in detail, to almost to the effect where I could actually really visualize it in detail. Where are the dancers, and what does the audience look like? What songs am I singing? How am I moving? How am I feeling? By really visualizing the outcome and the event, you are putting those thoughts out into the universe, and you're really compelling that event. You're attracting it to come towards you. I even recommend writing out your best possible outcome for something. Maybe, you have a fear of failure with starting your business right now. So take a notepad and a pen and write down what the best possible outcome could be from starting this business. What does your business look like? How would it be running ideally? And who would you be helping? What positive emotions would you... Visualizing your best possible outcome and also writing it down really helps. The third thing is affirmations. Now, I hear a lot about affirmations, and I read a lot about how they're great. I'm not really someone to every day in the morning say, I am great, I am powerful, I am abundant. That's just not me. When I say those things, it just feels inauthentic. So if that works for you, I highly recommend you do that. If not, just say positive affirmations in your head. So when you're actually doing the thing that you're scared, that you have this fear of failure come about, just say in your head, I am capable of producing great work. I accept any circumstances that come my way, and I know I can overcome. I am a great business owner, and I will succeed in my endeavors. Just saying those things mentally in your head, or just thinking those thoughts over and over again. So don't just say them once. That's not how it works. You have to say them over and over again, because it gets you into the habit of those thoughts, of thinking those thoughts. Even if you don't really believe them at first, just continue saying them, so that you're really ingraining those things in your subconscious. Before I went on stage, I would always say to myself, and I didn't know that these were affirmations, I didn't know that I was doing this, but I would always say to myself, I can do this, I am a great performer, I know that I can always get... And saying those things actually helped me feel a lot better before going up on stage. The fourth thing that really helped me was watching videos and reading stories, listening to stories about other people who have overcome their fear of failure in that same industry or area. So I would always watch videos of Beyonce and all of these other artists when they were first starting out. I would listen to their stories about how it was like to climb to where they are right now. I would also read a lot, and I would study different business owners as well to see how they overcame such crazy circumstances in their businesses. By listening to those stories, I was able to kind of take the magic out of it. When you hear other really successful people talking about their stories and how they overcame such great things, it really allows you to see that they are human just as much as you. There's nothing special or magical about what they did to get to where they are. You can achieve the exact same thing. And so watching those videos, listening to those stories really helped me ground myself and see that, we're all just human and we're all just working our journeys and just doing what we love. And it doesn't matter if we fail, because there's a lesson in every single quote unquote failure. I don't really see it as failure anymore. I see those moments where it didn't turn out the way I wanted to. I see that as an opportunity to learn and how to get better next. And number 5, I just basically, this is just me asking myself the question of, so what if I fail? What's the worst possible outcome? And I kind of talked a little bit about that in the beginning of this video, but when you really ask yourself that question and name that worst possible outcome, you might see that, it doesn't really matter, because you just love the journey so much. That is worth it to you more than whatever could possibly not turn out the way that you wanted it to. So I hope those tips have been really helpful for you guys. Please let me know down in the comments below what you thought, or maybe you have your own tip for what has really been helpful for you to overcome fear of failure. I would love to hear from you. And if you found this video helpful, please give us a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos. All right, guys, I will see you in the next one. Bye.
Back from the dead.